Welcome or welcome back. My name is Macy. I have seasonal depression really bad in the winter. So every winter I choose a project to do, which doesn't usually take me that long, but I do find that it brings me some joy and gives me something to do because I don't really get out much in the winter. So I decided that I want to start today and I want to bring you along with me. So here's what I want to make. I love this purse. I love the patchwork, and what I want to do is I have these beautiful fabrics that I want to put on the outside, and then I want to do denim on the inside, and I want to make it reversible. Listen, I know, I thought it was going to be easy, and upon further inspection, I don't think it's going to be. I think I was a little insane when I decided that I was going to do this project, but that's okay because I'm really excited. But I do need to inquire some help from my mom and get her opinion, so let's go do that.
I think you took it to the next level of hardness by having no seams.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty hard to do without professional equipment, and we don't have professional equipment.
No. Upon getting advice from my mom, I think it was helpful, but I still don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what to do in the middle or how to finish it, but I know how I can start. So I'm gonna start. I haven't found a pattern, so I'm just gonna make up my own pattern, and I think we've worked out a thorough plan enough that I'll be able to do this. So let's start. For design. As for my two patterns, they are the same exact shape and everything on the outside. Just how I drew the pattern on looks different because I just eyeballed it, but it will be the same when I sew it because I will make sure that they are tacked the same. Like when I pin them, I'll cut all the fabrics the same size when I'm sewing them all together. I think that means it's time to start cutting fabrics and sewing them. I'm so excited. See, this is why I need to get better at planning things out, because I just realized that in order to get here, let me show you, these pieces that I want, that I'm gonna have to cut one of these out and then add a seam allowance to those pieces. Well, at least for the patchwork. For the denim, I think I'm just gonna sew the denim into a square big enough to fit this and then cut it out. But for the patchwork, I'm gonna have to cut one of these up and then add the seam allowance. So I have to choose which one I like better and then do that. Before I start cutting out, I wanted to show you my fabrics. First of all, here's all of my denim. I went through a phase where I just like cut all of my jeans into shorts and I kept the denim. I got this beautiful white with some rosebuds on them. It's a little bit of a thicker material. See, that's also the thing, is that some of these materials are thinner and some of them are thicker, so we'll see how it goes. And then this green and white polka dot, this beautiful vintage cream and blue floral. And of course, I love my gingham, so purple gingham and yellow and blue florals. I'm so excited. I think they're gonna look really good. But now on to cutting and figuring out what fabric I want where. I had to just show you. I just asked ChatGPT to make the purse that I'm making with the fabrics I'm making. It's gonna be so cute. I wasn't sure which fabrics to put where. I'm still not 100% sure, but I do love this. I love this a lot. So, I'm so excited. I started cutting the left top out of my white fabric, and then I realized I didn't do the seam allowance like I said I was going to when I cut it out. So then I had to move it down a bit and redo it, and then I accidentally did it backwards, so this is the right top. And then I thought, should I just do them like opposite? But I don't like that. I don't want to do them opposite. So then I cut it the right way, the left top, and then put it down and took up the second one, and I cut another right top. And unless I want to do them opposite, I can't salvage it either. I already measured other pieces. And so I feel awful for wasting fabric, but I will have 2 pieces cut out if someone else wants one day, and they can have the opposite of me. Or I'll figure something out to do with these, but I'm like, are you kidding me? This is why we plan, but that's okay. It's part of being human. I haven't done this in a long time. It's okay. We're getting there, and we're learning. I'd rather figure out all these kinks now than later when I'm like in the middle of doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, love that. Okay, I've been sitting here staring at this denim because I don't like how dark it is and I want to lighten it so bad. But if you look, this pair and definitely this pair have like an orange undertone. So if I lighten it, it's probably gonna turn orange. The middle pair won't, and I am hopeful that the 2 pairs down there will not, but this pair definitely will turn orange. For the orange pair of jeans, I just cut off a little strip and we're gonna put it in there and see what it does. But the other 3, I'm just gonna full send. Okay, good morning. It's day 2. I decided to bleach my jeans last night and they turned out super good. I love the color of them, and this pair too. Can't really see, bad lighting, sorry. But love the color. I think what I'm gonna do is sew this piece and this piece together, make one long strip, and then cut out the pattern piece here and here. So then I'll have this long strip for the strap, as well as this. I'll seam rip down the center here and use this for the middle strap too. I seam ripped the edges of all of the pants that I'm gonna be sewing on, and I pinned them so they're ready to be sewn. I cannot lie, I have put off sewing for a few hours now because the last time I used this sewing machine, I sewed straight through my fingernail and almost all the way through my finger. So I'm a little terrified, but also because once I start sewing, I can't make a mistake, you know? And that freaks me out a little bit. I don't want to ruin it. I'm so excited. So, yeah. I finished sewing it. It looks really good, which is giving me hope. And I was going to iron it, like the seams, but I think what I'm going to do first is sew my other patterns first, my patchwork patterns, even though I'm really nervous, and then I'll just iron them all together. Here's my plan of action. I think I am kind of looking at this as like 2 halves. So this is the top half and this is the bottom half, and I'll sew each of the halves first and then sew them together. And I think I'm going to start with the top half just so that everything aligns well, because 2 of my pieces are much bigger than the rest of it. So we're going to start with the top half just to get some more practice in, and then do the triangles. I'm so nervous. to cut my sides for my jean piece, and I'm not going to use this side of the pattern because it doesn't match this side of the bag. I'm going to lay this side of the purse on the jeans and trace it and then cut it out so that they're the same. I've come back to the sewing machine because I wasn't thinking about it, and I cut over what I just sewed, and I know that I'm gonna sew over it again when I attach it to the middle piece, but I just want to sew over those seams again real quick just to like triple check that it won't fall apart. It's day 3. I'm trying to pace myself a little bit because I feel like I'm blowing through this and I want it to last me at least through next week. But today I'm gonna work on the middle strips. So I'm gonna be cutting this, adding those for the jeans, and then making the middle strip from the fabrics. It's been a few months. It is now March 27th. We're almost into April, and I've literally not touched this since the last time I filmed, which I think was in December before Christmas, I think. And I finally have a moment to do it. My sewing machine broke, so I couldn't keep working on this, but we have a spare sewing machine that I didn't know about, and I finally have some free time, so we're gonna finish this up. I am hoping to finish it today. We will see. I just have these panels to measure and cut and then sew to my bases, sides, and then I'm just gonna put them inside themselves and hand sew them, I think, and hand sew them together, but then stitch the outsides. And I'm gonna add a pocket to the denim because I have a butt pocket I can put on there, and I'm gonna put a strap with a button to like kind of keep it closed, I think. We'll see, but anyway, I'm trying to decide how much to measure because I think I want it to be 3 inches and then 2 when it gets closer to the handle. Now the question is, how do I taper it? Do I have it start going to 2 when it gets to this part, or do I have it go to 2 when it's coming to here-ish? I guess what I could do is do 3 inches and then 2 inches, and if I absolutely hate it, then I can just seam rip it and fix it if it needs more of a curve. Okay. As I said, this is not my machine. I've never used it before, so I just rethreaded it with the thread I want to use. I need to look at these. Wait, pause. Also, is this a good time to say that I literally have no idea what I'm doing? I'm not a professional at all. I had to YouTube how to fix the bottom bobbin, how to re-put it back in. But anyway, let's keep sewing. little less than an hour before I have to go to a job, so I'm going to try to sew what I have pinned before I have to go. And let me just tell you, I'm an absolute idiot for not pinning these first and thinking I could sew this without pinning it. And second, I am even more of an absolute idiot to think that pinning it was going to be easy. So, you're welcome for figuring that out for you. Fudge nuggets. Okay. I'm starting to see the vision. I'm so excited. I actually don't know if you can even see that. Now on to the denim, which actually that means I'm gonna have to switch my needle, so pause. Okay, I'm back from my job and I'm back to working on my project, and I've hit a little bit of a roadblock because I have this pocket that I want to sew on here and I wanted to use it to cover up that yellow spot, but I'm trying to decide if I should hand stitch it or if I should use my sewing machine. But the only thing is I don't want the like back and forth lines on here like to see, and I have like this brown color string that I could use to hand sew it, but then also I want it to be sturdy enough to hold stuff. But I feel like I'm not going to put anything heavy enough that a hand stitch won't be able to hold it, so maybe I will hand stitch it. I was about to start putting the thing together, and then I was like, oh, let me put the pocket on first. So I think I'll hand sew it. After trying for a painfully long amount of time, literally I broke a nail from trying to hand sew the denim, I decided to sew it, and you can't even see the thread, which I am so grateful for. But now we're moving on to connecting the bags together. I was going to just sew the corners, but let me show you. I had this epiphany about the best way to do this, so let me show you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these seam allowances and I'm just going to sew them together on this side, just on the bottom, and then on the other side on the bottom, and then they'll be connected by the seam allowances instead of hand sewing the corners together. I don't know why I didn't think of this, turning them inside out and sewing the seam allowances before, but I did now. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I'm making the strap that's gonna have this button in the middle, so it has like a closing strap. And I just took a piece of jean and I made a fold here and 2 folds here and pinned it, and I'm gonna sew here, and then this part will go inside the fabric and this will be the clasp part. My mom has a button maker foot apparently for a sewing machine that'll make the hole for the button, and then all you have to do is cut it. So that's exciting, and then I will finish pinning the purse together and sew it. some changes have been made since we last talked, so let's talk about it. I decided against a button. I did not like the way it looked. Even tried a different button, tried a bunch of different things, and I hated it. So what I did is I got those metal snaps, and this one's gold, to just snap on there. And let me show you how I did it. So what I did is they came with these metal discs, and like they have like 2 prongs, I guess, and you put the metal disc on and fold the prongs over. But then I put hot glue on it because I was worried that the jean material was gonna fray. And then I had to open this guy back up to do the same thing on the inside of here. But I did the same thing on the inside of here. And now all I have to do is sew this back up and then finish sewing the straps. And I'm so nervous to finish the project, but I'm so excited. So let's get to it. Shut up. It is so cute. I'm dying. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I can't. I literally can't. I hope you can see it. I'll get some better B-roll shots in a minute after I go show everybody. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I can't. Okay, I have to go show everybody.